Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we are going to take a look at yet another Neca Godzilla figure, and as you can see from the packaging right here, this is the Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All-Out Attack Atomic Breath version of Godzilla. It does not say the Atomic Breath version, but whatever. The figure is actually out of the packaging already, but you can see a very cool image there of the figure itself, along with where Godzilla used to be. And then if we take a look at the side, we've got a very cool shot over here of pretty much what we saw on the front of the packaging. And then on the back, you've got some very cool images of Godzilla. Once again, the actual figure itself. Same deal on the opposing side. Really nice packaging. But let's get that out of the way and bring in our actual Godzilla right here. And then position the camera a little better so we can see it. But there is our very cool Atomic Breath version of this Godzilla. This film is actually one of my favorite Godzilla films. I'm not really sure why, but I feel like the special effects on it just look a little different than most Godzilla films, and I really feel like the overall realism of the effects was a lot better in this film than a lot of the others from the era that that film was created. But I will say that the appearance of Godzilla isn't my favorite for sure. However, he does still look really cool in the film, and he also looks really cool in this figure itself. Definitely has a beautiful appearance with the kind of blue glow that is insinuating the atomic breath is occurring. You've also got that blue on the stomach region and of course up on the face and everything, along with the actual atomic breath itself. Also looks really awesome. So let's go ahead and get a closer look right now. So starting up here with the head sculpt, you can see that the head sculpt is really nice. Beautiful nostrils sculpted out up there. You've got those really nice white eyeballs like you saw in the film. And also in general, really beautiful sculpt and detail all over the head. All over the place. Look at how beautiful that is, even up on the top. The really nice kind of scoot-like appearance that Godzilla sports on him is really beautifully present. You've got the articulated jaw, and you can see inside the mouth the very nice tongue there, and of course the teeth are all really nicely sculpted, and they are all painted in that bluish type of a color, of course insinuating the atomic breath, which is exactly the entire point behind this figure. As you start to lead down into the neck, you can see the trademark Godzilla spines start to pick up, and they also start to transition to that bluish coloration. You've got some really nice detailing here in the neck. You can really kind of get a sense in general of the movement of Godzilla in the neck region, kind of the skin folding and bending and everything. You've also got the throat present of Godzilla right there. Once you come up here into the actual spines, you can see that they start out in this really nice blue that kind of litters the entire back, but then transitions to this really beautiful blue and white appearance to the actual spines themselves. And when you get a closer look at the spines, you can see how incredibly highly detailed they are. Really nice sculpt all over the place. You're never going to find a lazy sculpt from a Neca Godzilla figure. It's just not going to happen. And that shines through once again on this figure. You can get a sense of the musculature here in the arm. Really nice scaling right here once you get to like the forearm area. Beautiful sculpting of the hands, and you can see that they've also run that blue along the inside of the arm and then down here onto the hand. You can also see the really nicely painted and sculpted nails. They look fantastic. Overall, the realism of Neca Godzilla figures is always off the charts as well. You can see that shine through just with the hands and the nails of the figure. Really nicely done. Even the palms of the hand are beautifully sculpted. Fantastic sculpt and detail in the chest and stomach region. You can get a sense of the musculature of the chest there as well. Really beautiful scaling as we lead down here into the body, and you can see different tones of the blue and everything, like darker areas that have been kind of given like some nice shading with a dark blue, and then the light blue. It kind of has like that rim of the dark blue that borders the edges of the light blue as well. You can also see some of that blue streaking and spotting all over the legs. You've got the very big Godzilla legs here. Really nice scaling right there, specifically in the knees. But you've got those really beautiful, very large Godzilla legs as you run down the leg. Very nice musculature as well. Very defined musculature. You've got the very large Godzilla feet. Really nicely painted nails. And there is never any sloppiness. Look at how incredibly carefully and well painted the nails of the feet are. Fantastic looking. Again, no sloppiness whatsoever as you run up the opposing leg here, picking up on all the muscle tone and everything once again. Up into the spines of Godzilla here in the back. You can see how wonderful they look. And then you lead down into the tail, and we get that very trademark Godzilla skin texture. The entire length of the tail as we lead out to that nice tip. And you can see that the spines transition back to the blue, similar to the way they started, and then transition and fade out to just this trademark Godzilla black that he usually is, that has been given kind of like a nice light dry brushing with a gray to bring the detail out really wonderfully. Neca always does an incredible job, not just on the sculpts, but of the paint of their figure, and of course the articulation. So let's go ahead and check out that articulation right now. So as far as articulation, we've of course got the head right there. We have the jaw like we stated before. You also have articulation at the base of the neck, once again on a swivel. You have articulation right here, kind of in like the chest area, so you can turn the Godzilla whichever position you would like him to look. You of course have articulation also in the shoulder and the elbow joints. Some of these are probably stiff because I haven't really moved them around too much. You also have wrist articulation, and then the knuckles of the hand as well. You've got the hip, which definitely is a little stiff. You've got the knee, which is really stiff because I've never actually bent that at all. You've got ankle articulation. Then you have articulation at the base of the tail right there. You have articulation once again right here. And then right here in this spot. And then once it gets to this point, it's on like a wire, so you can fold and bend the Godzilla tail in whatever position you would like. So absolutely loaded to the max as always with articulation. And then you've got the atomic breath itself, which is that same similar style of blue that you see on the figure, and it also has a really nice dry brushing and painting of like a white over top of it. Looks really, really cool. As usual with the figure, you just take that and you're going to slide that up into the throat of Godzilla, and it sticks in there really, really nicely and has a very pleasing appearance to it once it is in fact in there. As far as the size goes on this Godzilla, from the tail, which it's now folded up, so if we push the tail down a little bit, oh boy, I gotta put this down and actually bend the tail. So if we bend the tail down from the head to the tail, you are looking at about a foot, pretty much right on the dot, or about 31 centimeters. And for a height on our Godzilla, about just roughly about 5 3/4 inches. If I stood him up a little taller, he might hit the 6-inch range, or about 15 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Robert Muldoon, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Mr. Papo T-Rex, who currently has a very warm foot. But next to these figures, you can hopefully get a good idea of the size of this Neca Godzilla. Actually, I might as well just say if you have any other Neca Godzillas, then it's in a very similar size in comparison to the rest of the line. So if you have another Neca Godzilla, then you probably know about how big this one is. So this Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All-Out Attack Atomic Breath Godzilla is fantastic. Really, really nice looking. I think the sculpt on this pretty much perfectly matches the Godzilla from the film. I really do quite like the figure and sculpt overall. Again, I said it's one of, if not my favorite Godzilla films from that era, so I really do have a soft spot for the sculpt of Godzilla in general, and I think that Neca 100% nailed it in this figure. As always, Neca includes some really nice paintwork to the figure, beautiful blues and kind of whites and stuff when it comes to the atomic breath. The actual atomic breath itself is also really nicely painted. The inclusion of the blue kind of all over Godzilla in different areas really helps to give it an incredibly nice and striking appearance for sure. Definitely a flashy, very beautiful looking Godzilla overall when it comes to the paint apps. And then, of course, you've got all the incredible articulation that comes with a Neca Godzilla figure, which is just off the charts, allowing so many different options as far as posability and display options for your Godzilla. It's just all there, and you can really create some incredible dioramas or just incredible display options for your Godzilla when you're posing it with other Neca Godzilla figures. You can really pull off some incredible poses and fight scenes and everything due to all the awesome articulation that is always included with every Neca Godzilla. So, if you want to pick this up, I will include a link to BigBadToyStore.com where I purchased mine. So make sure you check the description, as there will be a link waiting for you there to head on over there. Pick up this incredibly awesome Godzilla figure from Neca on BigBadToyStore.com. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.